Hi guys, today I want to show you how to set up your, not budget, but how to set up your, what money you're making so that at the end of the year, you actually have how much you made, not just how much Beachbody sent you checks for. Because there's a lot of stuff that you need to be keeping track of this now. So if you're going for diamond, you're going to make money. So you want to make sure at the end of the year, you're not basically kind of screwed out of paying a lot of taxes when your monthly Shakeology, your monthly business fee, things like that are going to be write-offs. And so I sat down with my CPA. I actually had an accountant do our taxes last year. I've sat down with him several times and gone over all of this, exactly what can and cannot write off and things like that. Okay, so I just want to quickly go over this. If you don't have a separate bank account, just for your Beachbody stuff, that's fine. You just need to be checking to make sure everything's coming in and out. So I set up a separate checking account with a separate debit card. That way, anytime I buy prizes for challenge groups, anytime I buy like paper for my printer, for stuff that I'm printing off, anything like that, I use that debit card just so that it's all in one place. So I set up a separate checking account, and let's just say I put $200 in it to be my, that's just what I moved over to start, okay? So, sorry about the background noise. So that's my $200 to start. I have an in column of everything that comes in, and when I say coming in, like I have a lot of people that they'll just buy a couple packets of Shakeology to try it, or I also do other stuff with training. So that in stuff is all the stuff that's coming in. So if somebody's paying me for like to send them some packets of Shakeology, things like that, that's here. Beachbody checks, I have a column for that. So every Thursday, I put in my Beachbody checks here. And then out. My business fee, my Shakeology, because they want you to be a product of the product. And it's written out like that, kind of in the guidelines of being a Beachbody coach. So you are able to write off just your Shakeology. Now, if you're trying to order a bunch of different programs for yourself, you can't write that off. Just know that that's your own workouts. Now, I have bought stuff, like when stuff goes on sale, I bought like Combat this time and Hip Hop Abs and a bunch of those because those are what I use for prizes. So I am able to write that off because it's a supply. Okay, so a lot of stuff falls under supplies. And when you go to fill out your taxes or sit down with your CPA, I basically, instead of it saying Target or wherever I bought stuff from right here, I just changed it all to be supplies. And so I had it all as supplies. Okay, so say, say I get paid for Beachbody. So I have that go here. Say that was $100. And then the next week, I got paid, let's say, $50. Okay. So what I've done down here is I've made it automatically combine for me. So if I look at this, I have equals sum of all of this column right here. And the way you type that in literally is to type this, equals, and write out sum, parentheses, and you click and you hold and you drag it down, okay? So that's how that works. I'll delete this one and then I'll show you. Okay, so let's say my business fee is negative $15.95. Let's say my shake is 106.18. Sad I have that memorized, right? Make sure you hit enter. And then say I bought prizes at water bottles at Target. I do that a lot. And that was $15 for my challenge group people. And then let's say I mailed some samples at the post office, and that was, say I mailed a bunch of them. That was $32. Okay. So total out, this is the stuff I've bought this month. Okay, you can even put your first challenge pack, like the challenge pack you used to sign up, that would be yours here for a lot of people that are new. So total out, I'm going to put equals sum, parentheses, and I'm going to highlight I'm going to go down in case I spend more money this month. Equals. So now this is totaled all of this right here. Okay. Now say that Ashley got samples, and she paid me $25 to mail her 5 samples, and then Rick bought samples. I get detailed like this when I'm trying to balance my books. At the end of the year, you don't have to make it that balanced. Okay, and then say somebody paid me cash for some samples. Okay, so somebody paid me, well, I guess I started with 0 cash. And then somebody paid me, let's see, Tina paid me $20 for a couple packets. Okay, so then I would again have that go equal sum my start, and then all this would add up, okay, to $20. Now, I personally keep my cash completely separate, and a lot of times what I do is if somebody pays me cash for samples, I go ahead and I take money from my normal checking account and put it over into here. Because if I have cash, I'll start spending it, and then I don't realize it's here. You can do it either way. So what I would do is, like, at the end of the month, I would say, okay, Tina paid me $20 from samples. So I'm going to go over to my own bank account, like our normal checking account, and I'm going to move $20 over into here so that it balances out with how much I paid for the Shakeology samples and then how much I was selling them for. So that way I can actually see how much I'm spending and making back. So then I would delete these. So I'll delete. There we go. Okay, so I have my totals in equals down here. My beach buy totals in. My totals out equal down here. So then I have this one. It's the sum of this. So you look here, B23, D23, and F23. That's my sum here. Then my balance is my start plus my total. So equal sum of start, what I started with, plus my total, and that's where I am. So I am plus 5087. So what I would do the next month is I would copy, paste it on the next month. Then I would go in and delete. This is exactly what I do every month, just so it's the same. And so now look at my start. It's 200, but that's not what my start is for this month. It's 258. So I'm going to say this one's going to be equal to, click, enter. So now sheet 2 starts at 250.87. Okay, so then as I make money and whatever over here, that. If you pay yourself out, make sure you do that separately. So if I paid myself out that $50, okay, that's what I paid myself. Don't make that an expense. Like, make sure you are noting that here as its own thing. So I didn't go down far enough. So this needs to go all the way to 21. Okay. So see, the $50 I made, I paid myself out. So 2050.87, and now that's 287 too. I was suggested that keep 20% of what you make in your bank. So if I had made $50, just for tax purposes. So if I had made $50, I would want to keep $5 in there to pay for taxes. So now I'm paying $50, like I'm paying taxes on $50 instead of, look up here, $150. So it makes a big difference, especially when you start making more and more and more, and you're investing in trainings. So I am getting my PIO cert. I'm getting my PSI cert. Those are business expenses. I am when I buy personal development books. When I listen to a seminar, when I go to something like that, that's a business fee. When I drive to meet somebody for Starbucks and to talk to them about coaching, that's a business expense. Okay, so there's a lot of different things, and we have a list of this that I'll post up to, the things that you can write off for your business expense. So this is basically how all this works. The last thing I want to show you is down here. So if my phone bill, they said take the most expensive phone bill in the house if you're all on the same phone. So our first line is, let's say our first line's $100 a month. I use my phone so much for this business. So I'm saying 50% of our phone is what I'm using for this business. And I calculated these a long time ago. But so every month when we pay our $100 phone bill, $53.25 is what I am using. So that's $53.25 of our phone bill is an expense. Okay, my house. So I work from home and I have like a little mini office. I measured the square footage of my house, then I measured the square footage of my office. And then I said, okay, what are we paying in our mortgage, or actually where we rent? So what are we paying in our rent every month? And I multiplied that by, say, this little area was, I don't know, 8 or 10% of the house. So so if you pay $1,000 a month, then your work area is 10% of that. You would put $100. So your expense every month is $100 for the rent that you're paying for the space you work in. Okay. Internet, say our internet, like pretty much 90% of our internet is my usage. So I write off, I think this is most all of the internet that we pay. So I said, okay, let's just say 75%, because my kids might watch some movies and my husband might play some games. So 75% of what we pay for internet, so say that's, if it was $50 and you're saying 75%, you would be at about $32.50 for your internet. So you just put these in here. Now, I don't subtract them because my bank account, these are the things that show up. So it confuses me too much to not, I check this on my bank account balance every month. So just at the end of the year, I total up, for 12 months, phone bill, house, rent, for 12 months, add all those up. So I just keep them here just so I know that they're here. And then my CPA actually just puts that in for us. If you want to pay $50 of the phone bill out of your, stuff that you make every month, you could do it that way. I just personally do it this way because we just write all of our checks out of the other checking account. It's too confusing to switch the money out all the time. Okay, so those are 3 major things that you're able to write off for sure every month. And this is an easy way to get it started. So you really, really, really need to start now with getting an Excel sheet together of your ins and outs.